Hey, what's up? Welcome to this week's reading. So, the first card that we are drawing is going to be the theme of this week. What themes are going to come up for you and your business or life this week? So, I'm just looking for one card. And I think two came out. Two did come out, so I'll take two. The first card is the Four of Pentacles. And then the second card is the Four of Cups. Okay, interesting. We have two fours. When I see this Four of Pentacles, the first word that popped up, or I guess phrase that popped up in my head was get serious. She looks very serious. And if the Four of Pentacles traditionally can mean like holding really tightly on to the things that make you feel grounded, make you feel solid. If you see she's like sitting on a, what is that thing called? It's like a pedestal and feet on her coin. She's holding her coin. She got a coin behind her head. So usually it's like really holding tightly. But to me, this feels just a little bit more like getting serious with what you already have in preparation for what's to come. Because the Four of Cups traditionally is like, oh, you're missing, you're too busy paying attention to these three cups down here. But the universe is giving you a new option and you're, choosing to ignore it. If you look at her sweatshirt, it says over it. So she's definitely, I mean, this was me this past week. I have bronchitis, and so I definitely have been over it. Like, I'm tired of taking antibiotics. I'm tired of coughing and all of that stuff. But there's something about getting serious, and especially if you think about four, you need four posts to, create a house, four corners. Like, it's a really solid foundation. So it's getting serious about what you have, where you're at, in order to prepare yourself for the cup that is coming your way. And the cup that is coming your way is a cup that you don't see yet, or maybe don't recognize yet. And I see her phone right here, and my brain was like, pick up the phone. There's something, pick up the phone. Something's coming that'll help bring a solid foundation. So that is the theme for this week. Get ready. Some solid foundation is coming your way, or like an opportunity to build onto a foundation that you already have. So, with that being said, this second card that just fell out is going to be maybe the challenge of this week or something that comes up that maybe throws you off your foundation. Interesting. We have strength. Strength is the card. Strength is the thing that's coming. Maybe the challenge this week is having internal strength, especially if you are like me in this like really over it kind of space. Excuse me. Um Inner strength, having the inner strength to go on. I talk about this week in my newsletter about how just being sick personally reminded me of like how much inner strength I personally have and how much patience I actually do have, even though I don't want to have any of it. I just want to be over being sick. And so maybe that's a challenge this week coming up for anyone who is watching, is tapping into your inner strength, tapping into your inner courage, tapping into your inner Leo energy of being lovable, charming, courageous, willing to step up. I don't know why also step up. I guess get serious, step up, but also like what it takes to step up and step into the person that you are transforming into in order for this new foundation to come your way. I mean, even me filming this while I am still technically kind of sick, it's still like, what, I've committed to doing this for myself. So it's like, what have you committed to doing in, your life or your business or whatever is coming up for you this week? And how can you continue to tune into your inner strength? My brain, when I saw this, it's like, how are you going to lasso it and lead it? How are you going to lasso it and lead it? Not lead it, but like take it with you, I guess. Especially because she's starting to move forward and the line is still sitting. So to me, this feels a little bit like you are starting to move forward. So yeah, I hear the word lasso. So maybe lasso on up your, maybe this is the spirit of Beyonce and country music in the air, but lasso up your, lasso up your inner strength and take her with you, or him or it or they, whatever your inner strength, however you want to identify it. Maybe the challenge this week is like getting that lasso around the inner strength and the courage to continue to move forward. This next card, all right, so building onto that, this next card is going to be any surprises. Surprises are outcomes from lassoing up your courage, stepping into lovability. Okay, we have, I think, 3 cards that came out. And lovability, not so much, because, Leo, they love the admiration from everyone, the outside. They are, Aquarius, the sister sign for many reasons, but one of them is the communal parts of their sign. You can't be a Leo and the star in the center of attention without an audience. And you could be you could be anything, but like, you know what I mean, Leo really thrives on that, much like Aquarius really thrives on looking out for the collective and organizing messages and organizing innovative ways to push us forward. And with lassoing, I think it feels like it'll bring you closer to that audience. I usually take this card out, but I didn't, so I will read it. We have this is the deck card. I don't know what these are called. I usually take them out, but this says, "You are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self." So maybe that's also, and we'll talk about these surprises that are coming in, but maybe one of the surprises with this strength card is finding the path to your best self. And it's really interesting because 2024 is an 8-year, and strength is the 8th card in the major arcana. So it is 2024's card is strength. And even like in front of me, I have a whiteboard that has a bunch of like collages and stuff on it. And I have the word courage up there that I keep looking at. So yeah, a lot of courage. So this, this deck card, you're on your way to finding your best self. But some surprises this week, we have the Page of Cups and we have the 8 of Cups. Lots of cups. We had the 4 of Cups for the theme of the week, being over it, but also staying open to something new that's coming your way. And it's interesting with the 4 of Cups, it's like something new coming your way. But with the 8 of Cups, this person's obviously leaving something. They're leaving something behind. And it is interesting, just this card, it reminds me of like when you step into who you want to be, or like this next version of yourself that you might not necessarily see coming, because cups can represent emotions, they can represent relationships, actual people, and they can be relationships with other people and relationships with yourself. And to me, this reading is giving relationship with yourself. There's some like walking away that's going to need to be done. For instance, for me, being sick, I could easily, old me, past me, before I committed to doing this weekly, would just be like, oh, I'm sick, I'm not going to do it. But, I'm walking away from that version of me and stepping into the version of like, no, you're not on your deathbed. You can do this. It'll be totally fine. So maybe that's a surprise of like, oh, it actually is easier to walk away from an emotional experience from your past that you thought wouldn't be as easy to walk away from, or like walking away from a version of you that like was helpful, because the older version of me that was helpful to me at that point in my life, but where I'm going now, not as helpful to me. And it's not a part of myself that I like shame or bash or anything like that. It's just a part of me that I'm taking with on my journey, especially because if you think about like how the cups are stacked, there is a cup missing. So that's what it feels like. And maybe the cup missing is the cup from the 4 of Cups coming your way. Like, hey, you thought you left all these cups behind, but wait, there's actually one that you need to take forward with you. Because even as we evolve, and maybe this is the surprise this week, is like knowing that even as you evolve, you do take parts with you, even if you thought you left it all behind. So maybe you rediscover a part of yourself that like, oh, I like forgot that part existed, or oh, I thought I left that part behind. but they're like, it's coming, because I don't maybe I didn't need that skill anymore or whatever, but it's like coming back. And it's interesting, I'm like doing this. If we think about an 8 on the top of the strength, on top of her head, you can see a small infinity sign. It's an 8, you know what I mean? And so it is like coming back, circular, you know. What goes around comes around, but not in like a what goes around comes around, as in like an old something, an old feeling, an old skill that you left behind, and it's coming to you in a new way. And I was talking about Aquarius earlier, the innovator. We are still in Aquarius season. So maybe it is like an innovation to that skill. And it's really interesting because the Page of Cups, you can see this fish in her cup that's looking at her, and it's like fun, it's novel, it's goofy. It's a silly little goofy fish in this cup. And that can also be innovative. You know what I mean? Because she's using her because the Page of Cups is using their imagination to really look at their cup. And so with this fish popping out, it's like a fun nod to imagination, like looking into your cup, like what else could there be here besides water? Or, water in my case, that's all I've been chugging lately. But I'm kind of craving a Gatorade right now. So maybe there's Gatorade in your cup, you know what I mean? But using that imagination, so maybe there's this week, the surprise that's coming up for you could be looking at something in a new novel way that you didn't even like think to look at. Maybe inspiration also, because anytime we have a page in the tarot, I like to think of it as like young naive energy, because they are the youngest of the court cards. So if you really think about, when you're like a preteen, or when you're younger. I was having this conversation the other day about how I just turned 33 this week, and it's just an age you never, at least I personally never thought of. Like when I was little, I was never like, I can't wait to be 33. It was always like, I can't wait to be 16, or I can't wait to be 21, or you know what I mean? Like those like traditional American ages that are like milestone ages. And so there is that kind of like wonder, that sense of like, especially if there is like some planning around getting serious with like, okay, this is where I'm going, this is who I want to transform into, this is the foundation that I want to build for myself. Injecting some curiosity, injecting some imagination, some naivete, because you need the naivete to like jump into it and like start doing it, and being open to experiencing this cup, this way of feeling that like you don't see coming, and you're unsure that you could even like potentially feel that again. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, again, and being sick, like whenever I'm sick, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be healthy again. I don't even remember what it's like to be healthy. Like, you know what I mean? And so maybe something like that, coming up for you this week. So next, we are going to draw one or two, however many come out, of these numerology cards. I don't remember what this deck is called, but they're just some angel numbers. I'd seen somewhere that angel number tattoos are the Gen Z equivalent of a millennial infinity sign tattoo, which I thought was kind of funny. But we had one fall out. Let's see if another one falls out. All right, one more shuffle. Yep, I felt like there was one more that wanted to come out. Okay, so the first one that came out is number 15. I am wise. Your love for others is powerful, and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. You're curious, and social nature, Leo, social, brings you into contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. I am wise. And that is really interesting because, like I said, the Four of Cups, with the universe handing you this new cup. A cup can be a relationship, it can be an emotion, it can be a story even. You never know who you're going to bump into and who's going to need your wisdom, and the things you say, and your spirit and your energy. Because I think a lot of the time, especially as a solo business owner, when you like are doing something maybe so different from everyone around you, it can feel really lonely, and it can feel like maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe I don't know how to do this or whatever. And then you bump into someone who's earlier on in their journey doing something kind of similar to you or even different, but just living differently than everyone around them. Even if you don't feel far in your journey, you can still, give them a ton of advice and a ton of wisdom. That's just an example. The other, I am courageous. Sorry, that was dramatic. I'm courageous. Oh my gosh. Okay. Number 99. I don't even know if I showed the card. Sorry, I'm sweating. Number 99. I am courageous. It is time to get to work. Oh my gosh. Time to get serious. Okay, okay. Sorry. Breathe. It's time to get to work on the realization of your soul's mission in life. You have a higher purpose in this life that is yours and only yours to fulfill. Unleash your true power. I am courageous. Yes. I mean, like I said, the theme of this week is like, it's time to get serious. It's time, maybe not even like maybe you have been getting serious, but now it's time like to watch that foundation build more and like to maybe build the next level. Like maybe you have your 4 stakes in the ground and now it's time to pour in the basement. I don't know. I've never built a house. I've actually never even, this house doesn't have, I've never lived in a house with a basement. So I don't know how that works, but maybe it's time to like, pour in the next thing and like to be courageous to like start the process of building. And this week might be the first little tippy toe into that. So excited. Spread your wisdom, be courageous, be your badass self. And I'm so excited for this reading and for your week ahead. Let me know your ahas, your oh no's in the comments. Like and follow if you like the video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.